Okay. Excuse me. Ooh.
I think you're supposed to go now. Yeah.
Oh, have you started?
Yeah, I said I was starting it.
Oh. Oh, I thought you were getting it ready. Sorry, but yeah. So Haley's going to lead the leaders back to the Dell, or what? Where is she leading them to?
Someplace private. Even if the nearest buildings are empty, she would go there and not to the southeast, far enough away from prying ears.
Okay, so you only want the 3 leaders to follow you.
Yes, because what I'm going to say is not forever.
All right, missionary and redemptionist, are you going to allow Dalton to follow you out where it's just the 4 of you alone?
Oh.
Well, I think since she's recited that, we would have to go with what she says, even if we don't like it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's distinct... it would probably be discussed towards Warcheck from Zell.
Okay, but they
We
will
may
all cooperate.
Yeah,
Yes.
we may not be happy with it. We will cooperate with what apparently
To the south.
Yeah. Quick, everyone, let's play in the water.
Okay. Now that no one else can hear us, I shall first confess.
Bladder, 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 bladder. Sorry.
I will shoot whatever that was. Some kind of strange xenos-animal thing. Anyway, I must confess I have not been completely honest with you. My name is
Heretic!
not Jane or Arya. My name is Haley Dawkins.
Does name ring a bell? Never heard of it.
Oh, well, the same. Even though her name's not really important, it's what she has to say that is.
Well, it's a set of names that, well, as a missionary, you've been to some other planets, so you could potentially know the home planet of origin for that name. I don't remember the exact name, but we'll just say that you'd be able to say, oh, Dassless, Haley, that sounds like maybe a name used on this planet, kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much just gonna phrase it in the way that you happen to be from this planet that I think I've came across where that name may originate from. Blah, 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 blah. Small talk right there.
Maybe, because I don't actually know the name. Anyway.
So, yeah.
I was sent here for I came to this planet for 2 reasons. First was to find the woman I mentioned before. Her name is Beta, and as it seems, she is not. No. Now, coming here, I mostly knew this to be a fact. However, I still need to investigate regardless. There was one other thing coming here that I was aware of. Oh, hold on a sec, guys. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I was just being sorry.
That's fine.
Anyway. The second reason is I was informed. I came here knowing that there was a heretic here. Said heretic is part of an organization that calls themselves. Best way to describe this.
Are you just going to quote the temple tendency, or?
Perhaps? I'm trying to describe what they do.
That they see themselves above the Imperium, believing themselves to be the direct line of the Emperor, but truly their motives are only for their own greed, kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, you said it better than I could.
Just a second.
Would me and the Redemptionists know of any kind of movement like that, or would we have to roll to see if we knew of it?
I'm going to say you guys are all high enough rank that you know that there is internal dissent within the church, and you know there are people who manipulate people within the church. It's a black mark of shame, and one that most people in the Ministorum don't like to admit to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're both aware of backroom dealing, okay. Okay.
It is that person I am seeking out now.
And do you have any knowledge of who this person may be?
My suspicions have been narrowed to one possible candidate.
Would it be too much to ask who you claim to be this heretic?
You will not like to believe it, but my only suspect left is the professor.
And with what proof?
They are the only one. He is the only one left in a position of enough power to pull off everything that has been occurring here. I came to this world knowing that this heretic would be attempting to set a trap for me. I believe everything that has happened to your Freetown has been a part of this trap. Whether or not he is completely aware that I am here or not, I cannot say. The only way we can know for sure is to confront him.
But why would he wish this? I mean, when I informed him of my travels and what the missionary of this town was preaching, he seemed a bit on edge when I first informed him, but why would he risk a civil war like this?
Of that, I am still not completely sure. All I know is that a trap should have been set for me, and I can only assume that the attack on the village and its missionary are part of it.
So you are now asking us to go to our confessor and accuse him of this without any proof, concrete proof. It's kind of
Potentially
risky
political
stick.
suicide.
Yeah.
Political and physical suicide. Well,
Yeah, probably physical suicide.
If need
Well,
be,
it
I
would
shall
be-
do it myself. You three could work on re-establishing ties between your villages and ensuring this war does not go any further.
Dalton will speak up and say, while it makes me feel ill to think that the Ministorum can be so corrupted, I will gladly pledge my people to work to reunify all our people under the one true God, the Emperor on Terra.
Thank you. And you two?
It's not our... how would he word this? I'm not blanking completely, so he will just agree with some small cruncles about this, but nothing major. He doesn't still like what was his name? The warrior priest guy. Warchick.
You missionary?
if we can all be brought together under the Emperor's light into one unified group, then that is all I wish.
I understand. Thank you. We have to review with you all. Before I leave, go ahead.
If you can prove that our confessor has been this heretic as you speak, you have our, well, at least my and my followers' support.
As much appreciated.
And I will second that. You would have mine and my followers' support as well. But understand, if this is proven false, there would be a great deal of damage to this island and maybe this planet itself.
I understand. That is why I shall go alone. If the confessor is proven innocent, then no word of it shall spread and cause further dissent.
Dalton will then say, yes, but then if the confessor is the innocent one, who then is the heretic you seek?
Of that, I am not sure. As I said, the confessor is the last one I can think of who has the influence to I don't want to say pull off, but a similar thing to that. Orchestrate. That's it.
Influence?
Orchestrate. To orchestrate.
Okay, orchestrate.
Something of this magnitude. Now, listen, missionary, redemptionist. I just have a few final questions before I make my way back to the Dell.
You may ask them, child.
Both the confessor, was he here before either of you joined the village?
Confessor was here, yes. Basically, Confessor was the first one here, Basically, there was a missionary before him. Missionary laid the groundwork. That missionary left. Then came in the confessor, built the fucking cathedral, brought it to what it is today, brought in all the books and built the library tower and the cloister, which is something you don't generally see on a backwater. It's not generally a high priority. And the Redemptionist came in third technically at that point, because there was word of dissent between the people on the island. So the Ministorum is like, all right, we'll need someone to come in with a little more of a heavy-handed fix. And at the same time, the missionary guilds, well, not guilds, but basically the missionaries would also have got a word of, well, there's dissent. They've already sent a Redemptionist. Let us also send a missionary so that a more gentle hand could be used to try and bring people back into the fold of the Emperor. Oh, wait, what's this? There's already a missionary. Oh, it's an independent missionary. Oh, that's very strange. Well, there's an independent missionary there as well. And that would be the woman who was burnt at a stake.
Heretic.
Okay. And during your time here, has he ever done anything questionable or suspicious?
He has a small army of altar boys.
I was going to make a comment on that. I was about to ask, is that actually a canon or not?
And
yes.
He likes to stay in his little part of the chapel.
He has the authority, but for the most part, it is myself and the Redemptionist who runs the majority of the day-to-day ongoings of the cathedral. He's got final say. He just to stay with his books and his choir boys.
So nothing comes to mind. Okay.
Like I said, when I mentioned what the independent missionary that was here, in his village, what she was preaching, he seemed to appreciate it.
I have another question
Would it be the confessor the only one who would be able to declare what we did to what happened to the missionary?
No, basically any of you have that jurisdiction, but the confessor would punish you if it was not his will.
So we probably would have gone to him then.
Well, like I said, you could go to him, but you have the authority to do it at your own discretion. But if he didn't want you to do it and you come back and say, I did this, he'd also have the discretion to punish you for that.
Give you a spanking.
Okay.
I had another question, but I've forgotten it.
Well, I just sent you a message, Joe.
Thank you. No, I won't do that. Not at the moment.
So shall we fast forward over to the Dell, or did you guys want to do anything before that?
I'm out of questions.
Only one
I've
question.
forgotten my last one.
Okay.
I have only one question. What do you want the Redemptionist and Missionary to do? Or away? Where you want them to go? Or do you want them to stay here? Try to what?
I remember now. Did
Go for it.
the confessioner send anyone to follow me?
You guys will both have to do rolls to find out.
Don't know.
You were both kind of busy getting your own mobs organized that it's potentially possible that the confessor sent someone while you weren't looking.
See, did you?
That conniving bastard.
What was that last one?
Did you send anyone to follow me?
No, I myself brought the faithful people of the Emperor to you. Well, at the time, thought to subdue the heretic.
Same. I only brought I don't know what to describe him as.
A gopher.
Yeah, I brought one of my people with me, so as we were, in case it got to what the situation was, he could see if he could try to find you and extract you from this village while we had the majority of it distracted.
I see. Well, there was a person who was sent to follow me. They were captured and detained in the village.
Does this person give you a name?
And Terrison.
Right, once again, a roll from Missionary and Redemptionist. Oh, yes. Redemptionist as well, please. Redemptionist, the name sounds like... Well, there's a whole family of Intursons in the village, but Missionary Jebediah, considering the context of how this was brought out, you could ask if his first name was Harthlau.
And I would ask that.
I do not know, but then I'll just give a description of him when he's followed and stuff.
Okay, and indeed, that would be Harthlau Inturson. He is the eldest of all the choir boys that ever was raised under Confessor Pontarius.
Okay, and I would recite that to Haley.
I see, so it was him.
Strange that never fall from the professor's side, though.
So this one is an adult now. He's no longer a boy.
Oh, okay.
He's a full-grown adult.
Okay.
He does what he's told to.
Place his own face in. Alright. You two may question him if you like. I am not sure how much you speak or know. He is quite devout and may simply be a pawn. I, however, shall be on my way. I must confront the confessor immediately.
Very well then. We shall be waiting for the conclusion.
On my way back, I never did get the title of that book I passed to the professor.
It was just about a saint. I can't recall what the saint's name was. Probably the saint she so worships. Okay. So, Jess, is there anything you want to set up in your library, cloister, or cathedral before Haley gets there? Did you have tokens for your Ultra Boys? Okay. And would he have asked the marshal for the town or the city hall to do anything for him? Okay. So, Haley, I'm going to put you out front of the cathedral.
She'll head inside.
Okay, you can move.
I take it nothing happens.
So, I'm just double checking with Jess. You can send me messages in private, Jess. Talks would be fine. Yep, I see the test. So Jess is writing epic dialogues. Okay, Joe. So, yeah, when you walk into the cathedral, nothing happens immediately.
Alright. I'll head over here.
There's just the general novices and altar boys going about their work.
I assume there's still guards here.
Yeah, the usual guards will be present there.
I would like to speak with the confessor, may I pass?
Has the confessor sent for you?
You sent me out on a task. I am here to report.
Sorry, what was that?
He sent me out on a task. I am here to report.
Okay, give me one little roll here. Very nice. They will bow their heads and say, very well, he is in the library presently, as far as we are aware.
Thank you.
All right, what floor would he be on, Jess? All right, he's right there on the first floor at the feet of the Emperor statue, seated in a chair, flipping through one of his books. Give me well, hold on. Before you get close, Joe, give me an awareness roll, Confessor. All right, the Confessor will, while slightly distracted by his book, will be aware that someone has entered the library. I imagine you meant divine light, but greetings, child of the Emperor's divine light. I shall be with you in a moment, he says passively. Joe?
She'll step further into the room away from them.
Sorry, it started very loud and immediately got very quiet.
Just step a little further into the room, then wait for Owen to see if he gets off the butt.
Looks like he's still just flipping through his book at this point.
There will be no more conflict in town.
Oh, sorry, she sent a message. Young miss, he will say as he closes the book. I trust your most holy of tasks was successful. That is very good to hear. Clearly the Emperor was shining on your endeavor.
The Emperor guides me.
As he does with us all.
Returns the healer.
I was just revisiting the great words of Saint Tactus before you arrived. His words inspire great deeds. I think you mean deeds. I would be pleased if you were to carry it with you.
She will take the book, thank him, and place it aside. I'm sure you're aware, she will take the book, thank him, and place it aside. Any response to that, or should I keep going? As you know, I came to this world in search of someone.
The others had mentioned that, yes. Were you successful in finding this person?
I am pleased to say that I have. Veda Doslis is now on her way to the docks.
So was that Veda Doslis is what?
On her way to the docks.
The docks. Okay. And I'm just doing a little roll here. Just how does your confessor react to the name Veda Daedalus? Okay, Joe, could you please give me a roll? And let me just check the training of a particular skill. I think. Oh, Haley, he seems relatively stone-faced, I'd say. Jess, you were going to type something, sorry? That is good to hear. So you subdued the threat to the village and found what you were looking for. Truly, the Emperor has great plans for you indeed.
I can only pray. I shall serve however he wishes for me.
Yes, he will clear his throat. Child, if I may, will you take a seat? And he points to the chair opposite.
I see no reason not to. Thank you for the hospitality. She will sit.
I must admit I had been worried about what might happen when you encountered those heretics back in the village, but once again the Emperor has proven that my fears are but my own failings, as he is the guiding light. Truly, I am forever humbled by his will. But, child, I have a more serious matter to discuss with you.
Oh dear, what would that be?
It is about serving his will further. I understand that you may wish to move on, having found who you were looking for, but I must implore you, have you not seen proof of the Emperor's great will? There are far greater things one could do in his service to his most holy causes.
I live to serve to the greatest extent of my abilities. If there is more I could do in his name, I would gladly do it. Do you happen to have something in mind?
He will bow knowingly. Yes, child, I have a most important task if you wish to carry the banner of faith further into the darkness, to let it shine brightly. There are a great many warriors of, again, I think you mean divine, divine scattered across the sector. I am but a shepherd here, guiding them along the footsteps set by the Emperor. If you wish, there is a world you must go to. There it would be made clear how to bring the light where it has been dark.
And what world would this be?
Sorry, what was that, Joe?
And what world would this be?
Okay, let me just try to consult my map here, because I believe this is it. Let me just double check. Indeed. Well, I'll just post it here.
What kind of role would it be to using the noises of that planet?
Oh, Joe, you went really echoey there.
Weird. Anyway, what kind of role would it be to see if I know anything of that world?
Yeah, the Imperium role, but then it's also religious. So, do you have ecclesiarchy knowledge? Let me check here, Haley. Yeah, you have ecclesiarchy, so you could roll that. Hell, even Imperial Creed would be appropriate given the situation. So,
Which one's the highest?
Imperial Creed would technically be your highest, but there would be a modifier penalty because in either case, you can make a roll, and overall it's going to be your intelligence as the DC.
Okay. Can I burn a fate here?
If you want to burn a fate point, you may. But I was going to give you information regardless, just because of how big and important this planet is.
Never mind.
So yeah, it has 2 major planets in this system. Vax Primaris is the ecclesiarchy's sector capital for this sector. It is a shrine world. It is the shrine world for this sector. And the second planet is the Vax Secondo, and it is the Fortress Abbey for the Adeptus Sororitas in this sector.
Sorry.
There also... Oh, you sneezed. Okay. So did you hear what it was?
It's the big shrine world of the sector, and the second planet is the sister's planet sector. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And when I go to this temple, what am I to do?
Go to the Grand Temple on Mount Valens, off the continent of Elba. A trek, I shall admit, I would have to make more with spirit than my bones, but a great many pilgrims have made the journey. One so well received as yourself would have little trouble. There you will speak with a man of greater standing than myself, a Grand Master Varnius. He will be able to guide you into the light.
Grandmaster Varnius. Understand.
Isn't me, but have I heard that name before?
Marnius is the name of the
Okay.
minion, not Varnius.
She just repeated the name and said, I understand.
Thank you, child. You have done great deeds here today. May the Emperor guide your every footfall.
She will return the sign and stand herself, but then say, Confessor.
Yes, my child?
I must admit I have not been completely truthful with you.
Oh,
When I arrived here, I spoke to you a lie. My name is not Jane. And then she'll just kind of fall silent.
it's all right for a traveler. For a traveler must sometimes assume such names to better serve their divine purpose.
Yes, well, see. Still, I spoke a lie to one of the emperors. One of the emperors. Oh, and she lowers and covers her face.
Child, do not fret. Humility is not a sign of weakness. It did not lead you or anyone astray, and it hardly goes against the deeds you have done.
Yes, of course. Still, I must tell you the true name.
Oh,
My name is Haley. Haley Dossless.
And yes, Jess, go ahead. And Joe, your roll. There's a distinct smirk on the confessor's face. Yes, Haley, and you have done the Emperor's will.
Thank you, and I hope to continue to do so.
As do I, child, which is why you must make haste. The Emperor's work is grand, and we are but small candles compared to his eternal flame.
Indeed, I just have one last thing to ask.
Of course.
I've heard tell of organization truly devout to the Emperor.
Yes.
This organization, though truly devout, have many lies spread about them by non-believers. They are persecuted wherever they go. I
Joe, did she go silent, or are you going silent?
well, just typing something, so I'll go a little bit further while she types. I believe them to truly wish to help them, but their name escapes me. Do you happen to know?
Okay, this is an outright lie, I'm going to say. This is an obvious deception, Joe?
Can I burn a fake for this?
Well, I'm going to say that you would still have to make your roll. It's like...
Oh yeah, I'm trying to boost the roll, because my fellowship is shit.
But here... if you... Are you planning for Haley to go
meet the contact that the confessor has told her about.
Yes.
So bear in mind that if you're going to need to burn fate during that encounter, you do have 2 fate points right now, so just bear in mind certain possibilities.
I know. But, I mean, I have to get this out of him, and this is the only way I can hopefully assure it. I can't spend any more fate, so my only option is to burn, and because my deception is so hilariously bad, I don't have much of a choice but to do it this way.
Okay, well, just before you make final decision, let me just take a quick look here. Now you have, let's see here. What is the benefit of Holy Radiance? So, no demonic presence for allies. No, that's not going to help you here. Blessed Ignorance. Yeah. Yours are pretty much all anti-demon, aren't they?
That's been the problem.
Okay. So, yeah, unfortunately your faith won't be able to help you here. So if you burn a fate point here, there's no guarantees that it will actually help you.
It's the only chance I have.
Well, I'll let you make your roll first before you make your decision to burn, but I won't tell you if your roll is a success or failure. You're going to have to determine that with your own gut feeling.
Burn.
You're burning a fate point?
64 ain't getting me nothing.
Okay. No, you're down to 1 fate point. And Jess, give me a D100 roll, please. Okay. So, Confessor, as far as you can tell, it looks like Haley is genuine in her desire to serve this unfairly maligned agency within the Ministorum. Yes, well, child, all 3 of us are part of... Well, okay, Jess, they wouldn't call themselves the Temple Tendency. They would say the Temple of the Emperor's Light. The servants tasked with bringing the light where it shines most darkly. I can only but welcome you back, child, to where you truly belong.
Thank you, but all 3. Are you referring to the missionary and confessor?
Of course, they are true servants of the Emperor.
May I make one final selfish request of you?
Please, child, go ahead.
Would you accompany me to the docks to see myself and my mother off?
Okay, sorry, I couldn't quite hear what you said
She
there,
would
Joe.
have to use the docks to see me off.
Of course, I would be honored to see you down this path. I wouldn't dream of not accepting such a humble honor.
Thank you very much. But the skill I must return.
Please do take those words as well, child. Saint Tactus, that is. He's truly one of the great servants.
Ah, yes, of course. How foolish of me. She'll grab the book right back, and then start heading on to the docks.
Okay, so you go ahead and move your tokens to the docks.
I'm trying to grab it, but I keep missing.
Jess, she sent something to me in private. Sorry, just talking with Jess real quick.
No problem.
What did you think of the revelation of the confessor, though?
Oh, you'll see.
There you go, Jess. Curious, your mother went on ahead, he says, stroking his chin. I'd hoped to wish her well and bless her for bring such a faithful servant of Emperor into the fold.
I suppose it is just as well to pass my regards on to her.
Alas, I lied again.
The lying little bitch.
Oh?
Veda was never here. And then she pulls out a hecky turn, points it right between his eyes.
So the people on the docks will immediately freak out.
She is going to say
So,
very
sorry.
loudly. Sorry, go ahead.
So then, why have you pulled this on me, young child? He will say, brow furrowing a bit. There's hardly the proper impression to leave behind.
She is going to say very loudly so everyone nearby can hear. In the name of the Holy Inquisition and Ordo Hereticus, I place you under arrest.
Give us your intimidate the fuck out of everybody roll with a bonus modifier. Alrighty, and the willpower of the plebeians.
Oh, if only the confessor had his servants near him so he can clench them instead.
Okay, so the plebeians, well, you know what? On their knees. Oh, and, okay, she rolled with Emperor clench my butt cheeks, I see. So is he saying anything, Jess, or just... Somebody just ate their microphone.
That was me accidentally whipping up against it.
Alright, so he's kneeling as well. I have failed your... Oh, you great emperor, I have failed to lead this child down the path to your light. And he's muttering under his breath as he's staring at the docks.
She'll call to the nearest dockhand for some rope to find the confessor.
Okay, give me a roll for that, Haley Daslis. Okay, the dockhands don't do anything, but the captain of the ship approaches. She isn't holding any rope at the moment. The confessor states that shall not be needed. It is my grand failing.
Now I kind of feel bad for him.
Well, think about how he feels now. You just took him away from all of his boys.
I know, but I just have a feeling this guy is like low rung on the ladder, who truly believes he is doing the right thing, and is not one of the more corrupt higher ups.
Where do you think he got all those little boys from, Joe?
You can't be very low rung on the ladder if you have a harem of young boys.
Good point. Good point.
So, what are you doing then? The captain approached, but hasn't said anything.
Yes. Do you need something?
Well, sounds like you need something, little lady.
Some rope and a boat back to wherever it is she came from to land on the planet so she can get off the planet.
Yep, that's fair. But looking at it, this looks to me like Confessor Pontarius you got at gunpoint in front of us.
It is indeed.
Right, and you're with the Inquisition.
I am. I was sent to root out the heresy on this world, and I have found him.
So you're with the Inquisition, you say?
Yes.
Well, see, he's saying he's not a heretic.
Many heretics spread that lie.
Well, that's fair, but the Inquisition, they're mighty powerful, mighty wealthy, I'm sure, right?
Indeed they are. What are you getting at?
I captain this, and she points to a wooden ship sitting in harbor. And my family down the generations said that we used to captain one of those star ships for a rogue trader dynasty. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but it's always been a dream of mine to have that kind of opportunity, you know?
I see what you're getting at.
She'll smile and nod and seem to wait for a response.
If you will give me what I require, I shall speak to my superiors about your request.
Okay. Oh, it's all right, Captain. The Inquisition can sort this out. I shall go willingly to prove my devotion. This child may have lost her step in the light, but those above her shall surely know the grand truth.
Oh, this guy is in for hell.
Well, she'll nod her head and say, all right, well, my name is Ulissa Gemmerfault. And she offers her hand for shaking.
Haley would, but her hands are kind of full at the moment. She's got a book in one hand, a gun in the other. She will just put a nod.
The captain will give her a little nod and that. And she'll say, Hicks, Vix, Henderson, get some rope and bind up the Confessor. She kind of seems very cheerful about that. And then she says, the rest of you, get your asses back to work. Ship's not going to load itself.
I do not wish to rush you, but I must return as soon as possible.
That's all right. We got paid already. We were just giving the guy some downtime. But, Cameron, go into town, get all your buddies, tell them to get back to the boat ASAP. Tell them we're leaving as, well, how long we got, Miss Inquisition, before there's any problems?
I've explained the situation to the Redemptionist and Confessor. Not Confessor, Missionary. There should be no problems. The Inquisition will likely remain in this area a little while longer for a cleanup investigation. location, so there should be no worries on any end.
Oh, and this Inquisition, are they going to need transportation here by chance?
That is possible.
Good to know, good to know. Well, be sure to let your superiors know that Captain Gemmerfault here to help the Inquisition.
I shall indeed. Let us be off.
Okay. So I'm going to just allow us to wrap it up there because Missionary and Redemptionist, you guys were trying to be all schemy back at the East End, so you're not going to be aware of what's going on at the West End.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking
And-
of, when I do get back,
Like I said.
Frosty first and then Joe.
yes.
And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids.
Indeed. And Joe?
Basically, as soon as I got back, I would immediately report that it's likely the missionary and redemptionist are in line with this guy. You want to go pick him up for questioning?
Okay. And Confessor, the old man, he's not going to struggle or try to bribe his way out. He really believes he's going to be able to talk his way out with the Inquisition.
Only the older man was willing to bite the bullet and only fall on the sword.
Yeah, if he fell on the sword, the other two could have got away and continued with their merry opportunities. But, Jess, go ahead and just let's see what kind of role the Confessor would get for trying to speak with Machiasen.
He doesn't need children. He has Haley. What need would Eric need of children when he has Haley?
Oh.
Oh dear!
Oh, the confessor's not in for a pleasant time.
This is why Machiasen is the interrogator.
Okay, yes, he may be a heretic, but I feel real bad for the guy right now.
I would talk to you, but your fist is in my mouth.
That's not
my
your
fist.
mouth.
Oh, God. I just picture Machiasen just slowly breaking bone, just singing. The leg bone's connected to the thigh bone.
Okay, Frosty, roll willpower, and Bob, what would the missionary do when word gets out that? Yep. All right. Zell shoots himself in the head. He would rather die than. Whereas Narl attempts to say, "Oh, I was never part of the temple tendency. No, I'm not with them. No, I'm on your side, guys. I'm on your side. I'll tell you everything. Just no fist, no fist."
His main goal would be, is he can't know all the information.
He's the one who had everything on Veda.
Yeah, and I already mentioned I judged that.
Yes, you burnt the documents, but I didn't reveal this to everybody, but the general, well, it's going to be revealed now. So, Haley, congratulations. Missionary Jebediah Gnarl has had the task from the Temple Tendency to follow up on all the locations where Veda has been spotted. That's what his missionary work has been. So the reason he's been traveling around so much is that it's, all right, we had a report of Veda here. Go check it out. Missionary Jebediah Gnarl goes there, he does his preaching, and then he questions some people.
did you happen to see a woman that fit this description? Oh, yes. Okay. And what was she doing? Oh, okay. Well, you are forgiven for your sins. Yada yada. Oh, you need to come into the fold. Yes. Here, join us at mass. Yes. And also tell me, did you see this woman? That's very good. Yes. Okay. Zell was, well, he was just a redemptionist. He was there for blood and fire, purge all those who don't believe that the Emperor is the ultimate truth. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it was like, well, he purged the documentation and stuff, but how much of that information could he have personally remembered himself?
He's been following Veda for years. Well, not years. Well, yeah. Well, he was looking for Veda for years, and then once they found her, he was basically the one observing her, and then when she disappeared, they set him on his task of tracking her down.
Yeah.
And as for...
Yeah, that's what we did. We sort of talked Hawthorne into killing himself. Oh,
yes.
Hawthlow.
Yeah, they rolled a natural 1 to convince him quietly, for the sake of the faith, you know too much. You must end your own life so that these heretics cannot steal your knowledge from you. But yeah, and as for Confessor Pontarius, his library was built here to keep it away from prying eyes of ecclesiarchal members of the Ministorum. Basically, there was secret chambers within the library where they were keeping documentation of where certain activities had been going on within the temple tendency. And, well, that's now in the possession of the Inquisition.
Yay.
If only the confessor didn't spill the beans, everything would be okay.
So, Joe, you have 1 fate point remaining, and the Inquisition has basically said you've done an incredible job serving the Imperium, serving the Emperor, and while you might have a question of faith in what you did was right or not, we wish to just remind you that what you put in motion today could very well mean we could finally root out the temple tendency in this sector for good. We just have to move quickly, and we have to capitalize on all of the leads we have as quickly as possible so that none of them can go and hide in the shadows pretending that they're preaching about the light of the Emperor. To that end, we are going to strongly recommend that. Well, okay, would Haley admit to them what she learnt about the Comstock's?
Yeah.
What was it called? Okay, and the names and everything.
Yep.
So there will be a bit of an internal schism. Machiasen surprisingly doesn't want to use you as bait because he says he doesn't want to risk losing you to that situation. However, an associate who was an inquisitor separate from Machiasen's inquisitor, who is focused entirely on searching for the temple tendency, is like, no, she is our best opportunity to get into the head of this Hydra beast. We could put her in the capital. We could find the top members of the temple tendency. Yes, we'll be putting her life at risk, but that risk is well worth the reward. But ultimately, they'll agree that Haley gets to make the choice, because if she's not committed to this, then it'll obviously fail, and they're not going to put her into something she isn't prepared to commit to 100%.
That's a hard choice. If I go with the plan, does that mean Haley can't be with Rios and shit?
basically there will be a minimum time that you'll be undercover. And since you only have one fate point left to burn, it also means that there will be other complications. And basically, for you to succeed, you're not going to succeed 100%, and there will be insanity for what Haley goes through. But ultimately, she will pull out alive, her mind a little bit shattered, no corruption. But you will also be burning your last fate point. Or you don't take the job and somebody else, they try to capitalize on the intel some other way. You don't have to make this decision right now, by the way. I'm just putting this on the table, but we'll need to get an answer within the next week or two.
Oh no, I want these fuckers to burn.
Haley's going deep undercover?
Going deep.
Just the way Tyson likes
why
it.
would you do it to us? We're so nice. We were your friends, sort of.
And Joe, your use of going deep after everything Haley has been through, or everything that's been in Haley, are you sure you chose the right words?
Nothing has been in Haley. Ah!
To Haley's knowledge.
Yes, well, the experience she's about to go through, there will be things being inserted into Haley. So, congratulations, Joe. You've made it to Ascension. You have also made the greatest achievement for the meta game of the sector. So, there's going to be a significant shift in the power dynamic that I have for the sector laid out, and I'm going to have to start making some changes to my sector spreadsheet to compensate.
Yay, I lucked the fuck out.
You made decisions, Joe, that were not just luck-based.
Yay.
So remember, don't lose hope. And when you feel your back's up against the wall, fight harder. Don't give up.
Yeah, sorry. I guess that I was just frustrated today, so sorry if I got...
Fight harder. Never surrender.
Just like they say in Galaxy Quest. Oh, come on. You guys ever saw Galaxy Quest?
Oh, yeah,
I saw Galaxy Quest, but I don't know the line you're thinking of.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Only one I've always remembered from Galaxy Quest is Grabnar's hammer. That's literally the only
Pretty
line I
much.
ever remember. That's literally the only thing I always remember from Galaxy Quest. Grabnar's hammer!
And in the event, I'm stopping the recording and we'll start to discuss Fungie's Doom.